What's up guys, it's Yuki Bros, and welcome to the new season of Speed Duels, specifically the Duelist of Shadows. Today we're going to do an old favorite, one specific deck against one specific matchup that previously could not beat said matchup, and it's against one of the probably top 3 decks in Speed Duels. I would say before this box came out it was probably like Cyber Angels, the Joey deck with the Jiraigumo, and Crystal Beasts. You know, with some other like random things sprinkled here and there, but we're gonna try our old fan favorite, Water, against the Jiraigumo deck. So we actually have 5 games for you guys in this replay. So after I explain the specific cards first, then we're just gonna go right into it. They have the I'm just gonna attack skill, and you can read it there if you would like to, and we have Terror from the Deep, you can read that as well. We're gonna go right in here. They're going to pass turn. They start with Cyber Dragon, Jinzo, Nightbeam, and Jiraigumo, and while I could have summoned a Jiraigumo, I understand the logic of not knowing what we're on yet and probably just passing it. However, I'm going to showcase right now why that was a terrible mistake on their part. We're going to activate a Legendary Ocean, which reduces our water monsters in hand and field by 1 level. That means we can summon our Karyushin and activate Terror from the Deep. Now with Terror from the Deep's activation, we can activate another Legendary Ocean from the deck or hand or graveyard, but we're not going to do that. Instead, we're just going to flip it and makes all our water monsters immune to traps. We're going to activate Foolish Burial, dumping Hydro Geddon to the graveyard, and then we're going to activate our double summon, which lets us normal summon Duoteron, which is a new card from the midterm box that says when it's normal or special summon, you can target a Hydro Geddon, Oxygeddon, or Duoteron in your graveyard and special summon it. We're going to use its effect to summon back the Hydro Geddon, and we're going to go straight to battle phase. Keep in mind all our monsters are also buffed by 200 thanks to a Legendary Ocean, and this is game. It's wild to think that a water deck can OTK. It's wild to think a Speed Duel deck in general is up to the point of being able to OTK, but you just saw it. They're going to have us go first. We're going to pass this time. They're going to normal the Spider, not make the same mistake twice. They're going to buff it by 100 with their skill. They're going to call heads and get heads, so we were going to take 23 to the face with little to no interaction. We're going to draw a copy of Karyushin. We're going to activate our Legendary Ocean, summon out Karyu, and oh, they have the Book of Moon right away. Unfortunately, that's going to stop us in our tracks. We won't be able to outflip our skill. The only way we would have been able to do that is if the summon was successful. They're going to normal summon Drillroid, give the Jiraigumo 100 buff. They're going to have Drillroid auto-kill the Karyushin, and they're going to have Jirai attack us, which we are going to Sphere. They're going to flip their coin, call heads, and they got heads, but unfortunately we have the Sphere, so they can't do damage to kill us. We're going to draw a copy of Hydro Geddon. We're going to banish Karyu from the graveyard. Kind of a bold move. I guess we could have foolished a different water monster to dump for Aqua Spirit, but I didn't want to waste 2 cards here in card economy. We're going to normal Hydro Geddon. We're going to have the Hydro attack. They're going to Offerings to the Doom the Hydro Geddon. Good move on their part. We're going to have Aqua Spirit swing over the Spider. Aqua Spirit, by the way, is a new card from the Duelist of Shadows box that says you can banish a water to special summon it. Also has this cute other effect on their standby phase, as we will demonstrate here, where you target a monster your opponent controls, change its battle position, and then it cannot change its battle position for the rest of the turn. So we're basically going to knock out that Drillroid. However, they're going to normal summon their Black Brachios, and while they could put our monster in defense with the 100 buff through the skill, it actually just gets over Aqua Spirit, so they're just going to swing. Keep in mind they couldn't swing with Drill because of Aqua Spirit's effect. We're going to draw into Summoner's Art. We're going to activate this, getting another copy of our Karyu. We're going to normal summon it out, flip the Terror from the Deep, and swing over the Drillroid to... I guess we could have probably swung over the Brachios, but either way, it would have been tributed here for a Cyber Dragon. They're going to buff it to another 100. We're going to take 200, and our skill is going to let us draw 2 before passing to our turn. We draw into Swing of Memories, another new huge card, huge buff for this deck from the Duelist of Shadows box. We're going to activate the Swing of Memories, bringing back the Karyushin, reflipping our skill, and then normal summoning the Duoteron for turn because it's a level 4, keep in mind because of Ocean. Using its effect to bring back the Hydrogeddon, we're going to go straight to battle. We're going to go to end phase. We actually forgot we got the 200 buff with the Duelist. We could have swung over, so we just passed instead. Swing of Memories brings back a normal monster, but pops it at the end. So we pop our Kiryu, but then we draw 2 based on our skill. So Swing of Memories basically just says, activate Legendary Ocean from your hand, deck, or grave. If you have a Kiryu in your grave, also draw 2 at your end phase, which is kind of nuts. They're going to normal summon the Spider here. They're going to have Cyber swing over the Hydrogeddon. We're going to sphere that. We should have sphered the other way around, but it's fine. They forgot to use the buff, so I guess it doesn't really matter. They're going to call heads. They keep flipping the heads, and they keep getting the heads, so they're going to destroy our Hydrogeddon, but it's fine. We're going to draw into Terror King Salmon, another new card from Duelist of Shadows. This is just a straight normal monster, but with Legendary Ocean, keep in mind, it's a free normal summon, and it gets the 200 buff, so this thing will come out at 2600. Unfortunately, instead of doing that, however, we're going to tribute our monster for a Levia Dragon, and then, as everyone knows, this is basically the JD of the deck. We're going to send the Yumi from our field to the grave to destroy all cards on the field, and then dome them for 2600. We're going to pass on that. Keep in mind, if we played this correctly and had the duo swing over the Cyber Dragon last turn, we would have just won there. But, you know, it is what it is. They're going to draw a copy of Widespread Ruin, kind of the convenient option here. They're going to pass. We have exactly 1,000 life points. We're kind of sketched outright. If they have anything that pops the Levia, we just lose. Yes, we have Sphere, but they have a monster. If they normal another monster the following turn, that would just be game. So we're instead going to Soul Exchange, drop the Terror King Salmon, and pass since we don't get a battle phase due to Soul Exchange's effect. They're going to draw in a Banisher of the Radiance. We're going to set that monster. We're going to draw into another Legendary Ocean. We're going to activate Levia's effect, wiping the entire board. So much for the Terror King Salmon, and then we're going to switch for 26 for game. Unfortunately, the Terror King Salmon is not a Sea Serpent monster, so we can't use it with something like Slushy. However, I'll show you guys at the end of this video. This list does not play Slushy. I have an alternative list for that. However, I think this list is just a little bit faster, so it's a bit better for the format. Going into game 3, they're going to make us go first once again. We're activating our Ocean, normal our Karyushin, and then activate Terror from the Deep. Before passing, they're going to draw into Sphere, set a Drillroid, set in Offerings, and set a Widespread Ruin, and pass. We're going to draw into Duoteron, we're going to normal Hydrogeddon, we're going to go into battle phase and have Hydro swing into their monster. Keep in mind, our monster is 1800 because of Ocean, so it actually gets over this Drillroid, but they're going to Offerings to Doomed it, so we can't get our free advantage. And I have Kiryu swing into their Drillroid. They're going to Sphere Karibo here because, again, keep in mind, they can't Widespread Ruin because our monsters are unaffected by traps. Well, they could Widespread Ruin, but they would just lose a card. They don't draw because of Offerings. They're going to tribute the Drillroid for Jinzo. Man, desperate measures. They're going to pump it up because why not? Swing over the Karyushin. We're going to flip our skill, draw 2, and they're going to pass. Man, this skill is insane. Also, that top deck was also insane. We're going to Night Beam the crap out of that back row, which just so happens to obviously be the Widespread. Didn't matter, Jinzo's on the field anyway. Then we're going to normal Terror King Salmon. God, it feels so good to normal summon a monster with no tributes. It just runs over Jinzo. This is 2600, so we're going to take 2 before we pass to them. They're in top deck mode. They're going to hit a Book of Moon, set that, and pass. We're going to draw into another Sphere. We're going to normal Duoteron, use its effect, bring back our Hydrogeddon. Then we're going to go to battle phase, and no matter what they Book of Moon, obviously it's the correct choice. We have the most attack points in Terror King. It doesn't matter. This is just game right here. So you think we've shown you enough games? Well, that's actually incorrect. We're going to keep going here. They're going to make us go first again. Again, this deck wants to go second. Most decks in Speed Duels do, but it is what it is. However, we opened the combo, which is Foolish Kiryu, Swing of Memories Kiryu, flip the skill, activate a Legendary Ocean, and normal another Kiryu, because we can. Before passing, end phase, the Swing of Memories Kiryu is destroyed, our skill flips back down, and we draw 2. That's a really good turn 1 in Speed Duels. Water previously never had anything going for it, so that's real strong. However, this game they have the Banisher of the Radiance. They're going to special Cyber Dragon before normaling the Banisher, have Cyber swing over for a 100, it banishes Kiryu, and then this Banisher is going to swing in for 17. We can't Sphere Karibo because it sends to grave for cost, and Banisher sends everything on the field, sends everything from the field to banished rather than the grave. But who do we call? Night Beam. This isn't going to out everything, but it's going to do a lot. We killed their Widespread Ruin. We're going to normal Hydro Get On. Keep in mind he's 18 due to a Legendary Ocean. We're going to swing over the Banisher for 200 and finally resolve this Hydro Get On instead of it getting offerings every turn, bringing on another Hydro Get On before we are cleanly just passing on that. Yes, we can't kill the Cyber Dragon, but advantage is advantage regardless. They draw into good old Jimbo Jiraiya. They're going to give the buff to the Cyber Dragon. They're going to have this Cyber Dragon swing over Hydro Get On. We're going to take that. They're going to have this Jiraiya swing. We're going to Sphere, but not before they flip their coin, call heads, and oh my god, they finally whiffed on it, and they're going to pay half their life points just to get Sphere Karibo'd. Feels good, man. Feels real good. We're going to draw into Levia Dragon. Seems real good. However, we're going to actually just Summoner's Art out the Terra King Salmon. We could have tributed Hydro for Levia, popped the Ocean, and tried to swing for game, but if they had a Sphere Karibo, that's really good on their part and leaves us on kind of nothing. So instead, we're going to do this, normaling the Salmon out at 26, have the Hydro swing over the Jiraiya. Hydro's effect will activate, summoning another Hydro Get On, and then we're going to have Terra King swing over the Cyber Dragon for 500. Keep in mind, he's at 26, and then this Hydro is going to swing for game. Now I know what you're thinking, Yugi Bros, it's 4-0, it's enough, mercy rule. Well, I wanted to finish out the best of 5, even though, you know, it's really a best of 7 if you're trying to go for 5 wins here, with another game. Actually, it's best of 9, never mind. We're going to activate Ocean. They're going to make us go first once again, drop Carry You, flip the skill, and pass. They're going to draw into a copy of Drillroid, special summon a Cyber Dragon, normal summon a Banisher. We saw this last game. Unfortunately, again, we can't Sphere because of Banisher, but we do get to draw 2, and then Banisher will dome us for 1700 before they will pass turn. They're not in a bad position, however, we draw into an even better one in Hydro Get On. Yes, we had Art to grab something else, but we might as well gain free advantage since they can't Sphere because Banisher's up. Having Hydro swing over the Banisher for 200, get another Hydro, and then we'll go into their turn with a Sphere Karibo. Hopefully they don't draw another Banisher. They draw in a Widespread, they drop the Spider, good old Jiraiya, and they're going to go straight into battle phase. Of course, they're going to use the skill first. Cyber Dragon going to swing here. We're going to let that go. Jiraiya swing into the Hydro. We're going to Sphere, but they are going to call heads once again. And no, they are not lucky anymore. The luck streak is finally over. 2 tails in a row. Love to see it. That'll make the game a lot easier for us in the close. And we will draw into Hydro Get On. We're going to tribute off the Hydro Get On for Levia Dragon. Use its effect. Clean the field very fast here. Then we're going to swing directly, and guys, that's a clean 5-0, no strings attached. So for the deck list, it's a little unorthodox, but I'm Yugi Bros. Everything I do on this channel is unorthodox. We're going to start off with 1 copy of Terra King Salmon. This card is a beast, but obviously you don't want to see more than 1. It's kind of more aggressive as a search or a foolish for swing. 2 Carry Shin, because we are playing this. We don't want more bricks. I understand this is the deck, but now with this in here as well, it facilitates more ways to get to it. So we don't need 3. We do play 2 Levia Dragon. We play 2 Duo Tehran. This card's really cool. It gives the deck a little bit of an extra edge and obviously a lot faster ways to OTK. Triple Hydro Get On, obviously. Double Aqua Spirit. Not only does it bolster as a free tribute summon for our bigger monsters in case we don't have the Ocean, or we do and we have Levia for 1 tribute, but also extra 1800 damage plus the standby phase effect can come clutch depending on what you're playing. Triple Sphere Karibo, because we do have the draw 2 skill and we have no other defense aside from this card. Triple Legendary Ocean, we don't need 3, but we want to see it as fast as possible. As you've seen in our games, it kind of gets the entire deck going, and while if you hit this you don't necessarily need this. Once you have this, you have this, so the extra copies would arguably be dead. They're actually still not bad in the deck for future combos and setup if you need to get to that point, but we are trying to win as fast as possible. 2 copies of Foolish Burial. It's at 2 now because of the list. It's at 2 now because of the new YCS list, and thank God, honestly, this should have always been at 2, not 1. Nightmare Wheel deserves to be where it is. I'm glad we swapped them when we did, but obviously it facilitates your Shins in the grave for swing. It also could facilitate the Salmon for swing. It also could facilitate Hydro Get On for the grave for Duo Tehran, so a lot of combos with it. It's really cool. Triple Summoner's Art, you have your 3 targets. You could play a 4th in another Karyu or another Salmon, but that is up to you. Triple Swing of Memories, this is just so free. It's so much better than Silent Doom. Silent Doom brought the monster back, I believe, in defense, and it couldn't attack or something. Yeah, it couldn't attack. It was just really bad. We could have played this build before, but you wouldn't been able to do so much with this over Swing. So glad to see Swing finally in Speed Duels. 2 copies of Moray of Greed. We want this deck to be as consistent as possible game 1, and it's a super easy side out card for more back row hate, which we will get to in a second for games 2 and 3, and 2 double summon. Also a good side out card. Doesn't need to be in the deck, but it does facilitate your plays as fast as possible. The side could be anything, doesn't have to be what I am. Obviously there's a lot more cards in this new set, and a lot more cards in general that are worth siding, but this is just where I'm at. This deck has a huge problem with dealing with back row. I understand Levy the Dragon is the thing, but they'll usually out this before its effect resolves, I'm sorry, before it gets a chance to activate. So to try to fix that, we're playing 2 copies of Night Beam, 1 Galaxy Cyclone. This card's new in Speed Duels. You target a set your opponent controls, set spell or trap, destroy it rather than that target, so even if they flip it face up, it's still destroyed. And then during the end phase, main phase, except the turn it was sent to the grave, you can banish it from the grave to target a face up spell or trap and destroy it. Really good against certain specific decks. The 2 Night Beam obviously lets this deck kind of just play without having to worry about them chaining anything. And 2 Cosmic Cyclone, it's Cosmic Cyclone, guys. Why wouldn't you play it? You could arguably play 3. We're not playing another card on the 3 of list that could change this. This is a lot of back row hate anyways, but we are playing 30, so another way to play the deck, you could shave like the Aqua Spirits, the doubles, the Morays. You could be playing 24 to 25 instead with this, but I like the leeway of not taking the actual deck's engine out of the deck for these cards. And then we played the 1 Soul Exchange for extra tribute fodder if necessary. But guys, these are just my thoughts. This is my first rendition of changing water for the new set. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. It's an interesting take for sure. It definitely speeds up what this deck could do before. The problems, the downsides, it still has a little to no defense. I took the Gentlemanders out. I was trying Gentlemander out because you can draw into them, but again, like, you don't need it. You're trying to kill them as fast as possible, so you don't need too much clog in the hand. And Aqua Spirit's a nice extra damage type of card instead of playing the Gentlemander package. But yeah, guys, so let me know what you think, and I will see you guys in the next duel video.
For more amazing Speed Duel content, subscribe to Yugi Bros. It's time to duel!